Unit 731, the darkest chapter of World War II. During World War II, deep in the heart of Japanese-occupied Manchuria, there existed a covert research facility known as Unit 731. Officially, it was the Epidemic Prevention and Water Purification Department of the Guangdong Army. In reality, it was a house of horrors where some of the most brutal and inhumane experiments in history were conducted. Led by Lieutenant General Shiro Ishii, Unit 731's mission was to advance Japan's biological and chemical warfare capabilities through experiments on living human beings. Thousands of men, women, and children, primarily Chinese civilians and prisoners of war, were subjected to unimaginable atrocities. The experiments were as varied as they were horrific. Some prisoners were deliberately infected with deadly pathogens like anthrax, plague, and cholera, all to observe the progression of these diseases and develop biological weapons. The goal? To create epidemics that could devastate enemy populations. In other cases, prisoners were subjected to live dissections or vivisections without anesthesia. Organs were removed, limbs were amputated, all while the victim was fully conscious, to study the effects of these traumas in real time. One particularly gruesome set of experiments involved exposing prisoners to extreme cold to study frostbite. Limbs were frozen solid, then thawed to observe the damage. The results were often catastrophic, leading to permanent injury or death. Unit 731 didn't stop there. They also tested chemical weapons on live subjects, watching as mustard gas and other poisons ravaged their bodies. Even pregnant women were not spared, as they were forcibly impregnated and subjected to the same brutal experiments, all in the name of science. The atrocities committed at Unit 731 represent one of the darkest chapters in human history. The victims were dehumanized, referred to by the researchers as logs, mere subjects in their twisted pursuit of knowledge. But what makes this story even more chilling is what happened after the war. The leaders of Unit 731, including Shiro Ishii, were granted immunity by the United States in exchange for their research data. They avoided prosecution and went on to live successful lives, while the victims received no justice. The legacy of Unit 731 is a haunting reminder of the dangers of unchecked scientific research and the moral responsibility we hold to prevent such horrors from ever happening again. It's a story that must be told, not only to remember the victims, but to ensure that history does not repeat itself.